Welcome back to Precious Metals with Leif. I'm your host, Leif. Today I have a slightly obscure coin for you. It's the little sister of the famous golden Krugerrand of South Africa. These 25 coin tubes come with a really cool holographic pattern on the seal. Sadly, it's not as cool once broken. I guess that's kind of the point with a seal, but anyway. Compared to the American Silver Eagles 20 coin tubes, they're actually very similar in both size and shape. It's slightly taller, but there's also 5 more coins. Opening up the tube, we are greeted by Mr. Paul Kruger himself in a beautiful matte finish. Up close, we do have some clearly nice readable text. The matte finish looking good and uniform. There is a little bit of added flair with the pattern going around the edge as well. There is some really nice attention to detail going on with the hair and the beard, the textures of them. But this really feels like a coin that's built to be used. It's looking very robust. The text is going for the bilingual approach, using both Afrikaans and English. 2 of the staggering 11 official languages of South Africa. It feels a little bit like a colonial remnant to only have the European languages there, but on the other hand, none of the other had a formal written form, so I guess they could blame that. The gold Krugerrand, introduced in 1967, was an immediate success, and by 1980 they already held 90% of the global minted gold coins. Calling it completely dominating would still be an understatement. This silver sibling of the gold Krugerrand was introduced as late as 2017, so many people don't even know it exists. But it's clear that they used all of the experience amassed during all those years building so many coins into making this beautiful one. And for a first comparison, we have the American Silver Eagles, more or less the standard of the silver coin industry. I think these could be called as dominating for silver as the gold Krugerrands are in gold. Holding them side by side, the finish is obviously very similar. I think maybe the American Eagles have a more fine-grained brush look to them, but compared like this, these coins kind of feel like soulmates. And while the other side of the American is an imposing eagle looking like it's a warrior ready to strike its enemies, this side is a lot less imposing, rocking Lady Liberty, almost reaching out to pet this nice springbok. And you will have to excuse my Afrikaans. I am a poor German speaker, so after a couple of beers, maybe a bitterballen or two, I almost speak Dutch. But then of course Afrikaans, that's even one more step further away. So there's that. And for our next comparison, Lady Britannia looking more like she's seeking dinner than a cozy petting from this poor animal. These coins could not be less similar. Lady Britannia rocking that high gloss finish, bringing weapons to the table. Very far from this graceful antelope jumping the plains of its native country. Actually, springbok means jump goat. And now for the slightly less exciting head side. Paul Kruger and Queen Elizabeth looking away from each other to avoid confrontation. Kruger being the symbol of the Dutch-descended Boer people's struggle against the British Empire in Africa. And for all you history and or gun nuts out there, it was actually during this time that the Hague Convention was forbidding expanding ammunition for use in wartime, essentially making every farmer and hunter of the Boer a war criminal if they shot back. And over to what is considered by many to be the competitor to the throne of silver, the beautiful Canadian maples rocking their quadruple 9 purity and an insane high gloss finish. The level of light play and intricacy of the Canadian maple is nowhere near being matched by the Krugerrand, a coin that looks a little bit more like it's built to be actually used in the real world than just a piece of art to be handled by men with gloves and too much time. You can really see the difference here. And leaving the head side behind, going for the more interesting tail side. The Krugerrands proclaim once again in both English and Afrikaans that they are indeed fine silver. However, the Canadians going straight for the kill, proclaiming that they are quadruple 9 purity of the silver, not just once, but twice. Once on each side of this absolutely stunning high gloss leaf. And if you will believe it, behind my thumb the Canadian is also bilingual, claiming to be fine silver in both English and French, the official languages of Canada. I would have enjoyed if they also put Inuit there, but those words are so long, I think they would have risked running out of coin. And to what you've all been waiting for, a stare down between the plains jumping big herbivores that are the national animals of Australia and South Africa. My home country of Sweden would have had a hard time choosing a national animal by this standard, in lack of both jumping animals and plains. Anyhow, on the other side, the Australians stick to the tradition of messing up their design with too many distracting patterns and textures. Also a sunk relief text that you can't really read both on or off camera. At least I didn't forget to put these faces away from each other, because the Australian Queen is the same as the English Queen due to this strange Commonwealth thing. She is, however, a little tricked out here compared to the Canadian Maple Queen, because here she is rocking a big crown. To go back to the actual Krugerrands, in my eyes these coins are hard not to love. They are built super solidly, and just look at that small pattern around the ring protected by the protruding square shape. It really feels like these coins were meant to be used. Every surface that's subject to being scuffed up against something else is this robust matte finish, and it feels like these coins were really designed to be the common person's means of saving money in a physical form. Not to be put away somewhere necessarily, but also to be used, worn and loved. If I have to be a little bit critical of something, then I think the detail they put on the fur of this springbok, it's not well suited to this medium. It looks a little bit more like a big scar or maybe a manufacturing defect than part of the actual imagery. Apart from that, finish is just flawless. They have a nice matte texture and a nice crisp, very readable text. And the bilingual part even adds a little exotic flair to it. Though I'm not sure if it's in entirely good taste to mint an African coin with 2 European languages and a white dude on it. All in all, however, this coin has absolutely deserved the Leif seal of approval with 2 big thumbs up. It's a great coin, robust enough to keep on you as a lucky charm, and still beautiful enough to just stack it, fondle it, use it as a collector's item. It's just lovely.